Sunil and me visited Delhi a few years ago, and we decided to go to Old Delhi to Kareem's for dinner. And we thought we'd take the metro and then take an electric rickshaw and see what real electric mobility feels like in the city. First, we were stunned to see the quality of the electric rickshaw because it was unsafe, patently unsafe. It was something Chinese that was imported that could barely stick up over the roads in India. And we got a conversation with the rickshaw driver, and we asked him, the economics of what he's doing. It was a lead acid battery, and he had 8 hours of charge, and he charged it overnight at a pawn shop, and he paid him 250 rupees, which I'm assuming was stolen energy anyway by the pawn shop. So the grid is bleeding energy; it's not being paid for. The pawn shop is a charge point operator that's illegal and unregulated, and then the rickshaw operator gets 8 or 12 hours out of that in a very inefficient, unsafe vehicle. And that proved to me in many ways in India, it's often said in India works despite its government, not because of it. And that was a fantastic example of that sort of jugaad when you have an idea, but it spawns off in a very different direction. Do you see that cycle as being permanent in India? And because that's not going to help the grid in being able to stabilize and accommodate this kind of energy demand, especially if what is happening in Delhi is replicated across 100 smart cities in India.
We did a study on the electric rickshaws in Delhi in 2014. We published a report. Many of the things were startling. According to the Motor Vehicle Act, if a electric three-wheeler or two-wheeler which is less than 700 watt or something, you don't need any registration, any restrictions. So it doesn't come under the Motor Vehicle Act. So they are free to do whatever you like to do. So in fact, all these machines, which the motors which are imported, they are all above 1.5 kilowatt, 1400 to 1500 or even 2 kilowatt, not 700 watt. So no nameplate, they just remove it and assemble it in workshops. So this is one finding. And then many of them are charged in some places where some dada is giving them connection, that which is hooked from the grid. And people have no license, no driving license, the people who are operating. And that point in time in 2014, summer, there are about more than 1 lakh electric E-Rickshaws in and around Delhi. So, and that number was going up every day. And we calculated that 1 lakh rickshaws, those times, suppose considering that the driver charges from his house at his residential rate, 3-4 rupees or something must be a lower middle class fellow or a low income person should be giving, versus the commercial rate, 30 lakhs rupees per day, the Delhi distribution companies were losing from the difference between the commercial and the residential. And they were not even paying the residential rate, they were actually hooking and charging half of them. So this was a very important report which people were debating. But the bigger problem which we realized from the more worrying problem from the E-Rickshaws is that the lead acid batteries. The batteries typically last 6 to 8 months. And they are reconditioned at street level. Or the lead leaking into the foot stream do more environmental and health risk than the fumes from the IC rickshaws.